Beat Takeshi Sonatine, which he directed, wrote, produced, edited, and is the star of. And we were really proud to release it here in America. Actually, the film that you're about to see has played all over the world and has gotten quite a bit of acclaim in all the different festivals it played and everything. And the film is actually has made Beat Takeshi one of the most exciting directors to come out of Japan in the last decade. And I think when you see the movie, you'll understand why. It's a slightly different take on the standard Yakuza film. Now let me describe a little bit about the man you just saw, Beat Takeshi, about his career, kind of catch you up to date with Sonatine. Beat Takeshi is a very successful actor in Japan, but he was primarily known as a comedian. One thing you need to know about the Japanese Yakuza film is it's a long-standing genre in Japan. The Yakuza or Yakuza is the Japanese equivalent of the mob. Which brings us now to what Beat Takeshi did with them when he did Sonatine. Beat Takeshi came out with these 3 cut your head off films of full-on brutality, all right, which was, kind of blew everyone's mind, all right? And oddly enough, actually, maybe not oddly enough, these films actually didn't do that well in Japan. They got a tremendous amount of press. He was extremely, he was taken as one of the most exciting directors to emerge in Japan in the last decade. But box office-wise, they only did okay. It was the first film I had seen since I had been doing my take on gangster pictures that I was like, oh wow, this guy's kind of after the same thing I'm after. Now, if you saw the Chungking Express video, I said something like that about Wong Kar-wai, but it was more like about where Wong Kar-wai is coming from as far as his style and his, I don't know, je ne sais quoi. But as far as with Beat Takeshi, it truly is, he's actually kind of going down the exact same road I'm going in his own Japanese Beat Takeshi way. And it's like, it's his, and he's much more of a minimalist than I am, which is, again, one of the things I love about his work. And just the whole scene with the Russian roulette scene is one of the most funny and surprisingly shocking scenes I've ever seen. And I think that's a true masterpiece scene. But this was just like a bracing bucket of cold water in the face of the Japanese film industry and Yakuza films, and the critics loved it. So the film's played all over the world, has gotten all kinds of acclaim. Beat Takeshi is actually the first Japanese filmmaker in maybe a decade to kind of make a big break from Japan onto the world film scene, and so we were just really proud to finally get it. So you can actually see it here in America, with the right subtitles, and we're just real proud of it. Also, one of the interesting things is Beat Takeshi is such a star in Japan that he was cast as one of the bad guys in the film Johnny Mnemonic with Keanu Reeves. But some Japanese money went into the making of Johnny Mnemonic. And so one of the things about it was they said, okay, we're going to put some money in the film, but you have to film 15 more additional minutes with Beat Takeshi for the Japanese market. So if you see like a Japanese import of Johnny Mnemonic and everything, it's like there's going to be a lot more Beat Takeshi scenes because he's so famous there, which I get a big kick out of. I still haven't seen that kind of there from him, so I'd like to see that someday. I'll actually preface this by saying that the first movie on the list is actually my favorite movie that has come out in the last 17 years. All the other ones, I can't really rate them. I can't judge them as 2, 3, 4, so I've just made it all alphabetical. But the first movie is my favorite movie of the last 17 years, and that is the Japanese film Kinji Fukasaku's Battle Royale. If there is any movie that has been made since I've been making movies that I wish I had made, it's that one. I've been aware of Kinji Fukasaku's films for a while. I have to say that it wasn't until I went to Japan that I was like introduced in a big way. It was there when I really started getting into the backbone of his work. But I've been a fan of his for a long time. And actually, it's funny because on one hand, You know, we're saying, oh, this is really great. He's getting this recognition out here now, and it is because he wasn't really known by name that much. Just as far as Western audiences were concerned. My message would be this: I'm making it a point to kind of stay in Los Angeles towards the end of January, so I can go see some of the films. The point is he's a terrific filmmaker. I mean, like, I go to Japan and they're going to set me up to have dinner with him, and it's like, oh, you're meeting one of the greatest directors that we have, and this is such a big deal.
最後の一枚。クッキーうまかったな。